Okay, why is so much progressive storytelling morally rotten from Echo Chamberlain? Um, okay, so this popped up in my YouTube, and I thought this was. I just want to see.
Some of the best modern films and shows explore identity. If you're anything like me, you'll have probably noticed a trend of films and streaming shows that are progressive in identity projection
Hmm.
but oddly morally empty. Think
Oh yeah, I have. What is this? Inverse. The acolyte isn't ruining Star Wars. You are. Sorry, straight white men. Doctor Who was never made just for you. Sorry, incels. Not all content is made for you. Seriously, just don't watch it if you don't like it. The acolyte wasn't given a chance. uh, I, bro, I never seen any of these articles. What the hell? There's no way this is real, right? Not this one. There's no freaking shot.
Emilia Perez, The Acolyte, Ironheart. These works weirdly center on characters who behave shittily and yet are showcased and marketed, bafflingly, as heroes.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Well, no. All we ever care about is good storytelling, and we don't like second rate slop entertainment written by identity junkies. The difference is storytelling integrity. Does the film earn its insights or just shovel them in?
I'm just
Well, let me hear that again. Let me hear that again.
But he's right.
Well, no. All we ever care about is good storytelling.
Yeah. I mean, if the okay, but like if you ask one person what good storytelling is, that you're probably gonna get a different answer what than what somebody else thinks good storytelling is. All right, like someone could go watch like Transformers 8 and be like, "Oh yeah, that was a great movie," but then you could ask a different person, "What do you think about Transformers 8?" And then they're gonna be like, "I thought it was dog shit. I only liked the first one, or maybe like the first and second one, or something like that. Whatever." All right. It really depends on who you ask. On what good storytelling is. Honestly, to some degree, a lot of the stories that I like, they're and I, it cringe to say this, but they're kind of formulaic. They're kind of the same in that I really like the hero's journey type formula. I like watching the underdog get shit on almost the whole time, and then at the very end of the story, or it doesn't have to be he, like they can like triumph over whatever bad guy or some shit like that. Um, and that's not just a hard and fast rule. Like, there's like a lot of other like story formulas that I like. I'm just like naming like the main one that I try to do like a quick little retrospect in my head of like knee jerk stories of like what I kind of like, and they all just you could kind of classify them as like the hero's journey type of thing. But I mean, that's not a hard and fast thing, but that's just like a majority type of thing.
We don't like second rate slop entertainment written by identity junkies. The
Yeah,
difference is storytelling integrity. Does
I mean that is true, but I'd have to like go back and look at all the stories that I like, and I can I don't know, like because I guess a lot of the times with the main character, I try to like imprint myself on the main character because the main character has to have some degree of relatability to the audience. I mean, because if the main character isn't like relatable, I mean, just look at what do you call it? Like, I mean, and this isn't like a great example, but I think look at King Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Like as a character, he was that character. Everybody loved to hate him. You know, like when I first watched Game of Thrones, and I was like, "Ooh, King Joffrey. Ooh, evil, snotty little bitch brat, had everything given to him, and he's a little brat fuck. All right, I like hated him. All right, but it wasn't until I got older and maybe watched Game of Thrones like 2 or 3 more times, and I realized, oh wow, King Joffrey, that's a good bad guy. All right, he played that character like he was supposed to. But you know, he's not the main character. But he was a good bad guy. Uh, I think one reason I think I can not really think about identity. I mean, if we're talking about identity in the form of like, I'm just regular white dude. I mean, a lot of the movies I like are just like the main character is like just some white dude. And that's not like a hard and fast rule. Again, I'd have to go back and like look at all the movies I like used to like love rewatching and shit. I don't think they didn't. It wasn't always just like some random white dude. There were other movies that like branched off and did something different, and I liked them. But I mean, I'd have to like go back and like think about it, like off the cuff or whatever.
Does the film earn its insights or just shovel them in?
I'm disappointed in your species.
At root, these stories often reflect a morally relativist worldview born from resentment, filtered.
Relativist view built from resentment. Probably.
Through postmodern narrative structures and decorated with progressive identity politics.
Yeah.
A culture that wants to affirm identity but has lost faith in shared ethics.
This is fine.
Lost identity. Wait, what did he say? Lost identity through shared ethics.
Decorated with progressive identity politics. A culture that wants to affirm identity but has lost faith in shared ethics.
Oh, okay. Lost faith through shared ethics. I mean, a lot of the times, I mean, if I could go back and look at like some of the movies from like the 80s/90s, like action bros type movies, like Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, like the Stallone movies, the Arnold movies, you know, the Expendables guys, all those guys. They played a bunch of different types of like main characters. Some of them were like morally justified. Other ones were just like the anti-hero. I mean, that's why we have something like the anti-hero. You know, they're not doing the righteous thing. They're doing the thing that benefits them. And not every one of those characters falls into like, you know, the Boy Scout type character.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
In Ironheart, Riri Williams, who has an all-expenses-paid scholarship to MIT, somehow squanders all her opportunities, breaks the ethical code by selling academic work to other students, and then joins a criminal gang to make money for her own self-aggrandizement and prestige in making an Iron Man suit.
Oh, is this about like the new Ironheart? I mean, I heard about this, but I was just like, I don't even have Disney Plus, so I was like, I'm not getting Disney Plus for that.
In Emilia Perez, the former cartel leader undergoes gender reassignment and reinvents herself, but the moral trajectory is confused. The redemption arc overlaps uncomfortably with the legacy of violence, and there's little appetite for genuine accountability. In The Acolyte,
I mean, like, going through, I would say the character becomes unrelatable because they, like, go through that little, like, surgery thing or whatever. Because statistically, most people don't go through that. And if that's, like, a big personality trait for you, I mean, that's fine. You'll attract those people. But, I mean, if it's important, then include it for the right reasons. Then, but like, if you get enough people that don't think or deem it important, then They're not going to go see the show, the movie, the whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your show, it's your movie. You can make it however you want. I don't have to like go see it if I don't think I'm going to like it. There's been tons of movies that have came and gone in the past that I'm just like, I don't feel like watching that shit.
Coven of lesbian space witches try to live their lives only for one of their ambiguously fertilized and birthed young twins to be separated by morally dubious Jedi. And
Oh yeah, I didn't see this show, but I saw like some of the reviews for every episode and I was just like, sheesh. I think the reviews for this show were like more entertaining than the actual show, dude.
then for one of the grown-up kids to fall in love with a psychopathic stranger who had earlier killed her friends and then go stone-faced and force choke her mentor to death. One underpinning is what we might call the trauma theory of identity, that systemic oppression and marginalization.
So like I think in a vacuum, if you were to lay all of that shit out of like this is the main character, they're gonna do all this psychopathic shit, like kill their master. That sounds like a good backstory for like a bad guy or a bad girl, whatever. But if you're gonna run around and parade that character as like doing all those bad things, and then they're gonna be good because they did it, well then it's like that's like a really hard like logical jump, I think.
Don't just condition life outcomes, they shape inner morality. In this framing, characters like Riri Williams or Emilia Perez's ethical violations are reframed.
Wait, what was it? Only 37% of viewers finished Amazon's Rings of Power, which is very bad. Oh. So you have, and this is a bastardizing of the entire view. So 37% of viewers. Okay, so there's three types of lies. Lies, damned lies, and statistics. Let me see. Can I whip out the old picture pie? The old Google whatever? Give me a shape. Cycle. Bop, bop. So 37% of viewers. Let's just call this like 37%. That's like about that. Let's just say that's 37% finished. Fin. And this is, was it 63? Yeah, 63% no fin. So the reason they pose it as a percentage is because they don't want to tell you the actual amount of viewers that started the show in the beginning. So if they were actually confident about, well, this is like by some author bro, if this show would have like went over well, they would have used the more absolute numbers of like millions. All right, because that would have like looked more confident in like how many people love the show. Like, oh, millions watched it, millions finished it, blah blah blah. So like, what I think happened was like, let's say the total viewers, total view was like, I'm just gonna throw out a random ass number. Let's just say like on Amazon Prime, Rings of Power, let's say like 500K watched it. Then of that, let me see. Let's say about this 37% number would turn into like, what is that? Like, no, that's no. Back. Let's say like 170-ish. 170-ish K actually finished it. That number is there. This 500K is the whole kit and caboodle. Now, if you tell me only 170K people actually finished it, that looks hilariously bad. But when you pose it as the form of a percentage, it's like, oh, how many people actually watched it? All right, they're just trying to muddy the waters.
Williams or Emilia Perez's ethical violations are
But The Acolyte canceled. No season 2 for Disney Plus's Star Wars series. Oh, well, I didn't know that until just now. Okay. I think the season 2, they should have made a season 2. More people would have hate watched it than anything. I mean, I don't even know the actual numbers for how many people watched this, like the first season of Acolyte. I got like one buddy who like loves watching like all the Star Wars stuff, but even he is aware of what is going on. And when I keep on asking him, "Hey, Sam, did you watch Acolyte yet? Would you watch Acolyte yet?" He's like, "Nah, I'll get to it eventually." Meanwhile, he's like watching like either Star Trek or Smallville for like the 4th or 5th time, like the entirety. It's so funny, dude.
reframed as understandable, even sympathetic.
Oh, Concord is suddenly getting pulled offline with Sony promising full refunds. Yeah, don't ever forget, Concord died quicker than the average lifespan of a housefly.
To subvert these norms doesn't therefore have to be bad. There is a horrible moral displacement. In this logic, who you are matters more than what you do. If your identity is marked as historically marginalized, then the narrative arc doesn't need to prove virtue through action. Riri Williams doesn't need to use her genius ethically to be good. Her genius exists in spite of the system. That fact alone could be treated as morally redemptive, slapping back even if she teams up with a bunch of criminals. This, of course, is a gross and weak abandoning of the idea of a moral compass, of innate values, and a refusal to let your circumstances dictate your behavior or skew your integrity.
It really puts perspective on things, though, doesn't it?
Not too much. There's too much
yeah,
fucking perspective now.
There's also an aesthetic layer, a kind of fashionable grimness. In these newer identity-driven narratives, moral ambiguity isn't used to interrogate the self. It's used to...
The Acolyte canceled numbers. No season 2 for Disney Plus Star Wars series Deadline.
accessorize the self. It's a vibe. These characters are often written to be cool, edgy, or unapologetic. There may also be a deeper, narcissistic investment in identity itself as a form of prestige or moral high ground. In this reading, a character's identitarian life becomes a kind of permanent rebuttal to the surrounding world. Therefore, their choices need not be judged by conventional standards. Identity becomes its own moral currency. To transgress is not to sin, but to reject an imposed morality that was never yours to begin with. If the
I mean, he's not wrong, but like, I don't know. It's hard to like using identity as like a moral currency. It's just, is like so crazy. I never even thought about it like that. Like and I'm thinking about it as like, if I'm just like a regular white dude, does that mean I have like zero currency? But the more opposite I am from that, the more moral currency I have. If I'm like, there's just like so much like bullshit to just unpack there.
the system is rigged and irredeemable, if it isn't a level playing field, then morality itself becomes suspect. So do some dodgy shit or whatever.
Oh, I've been internalizing a really complicated situation in my head.
This, of course, is also a garbage outlook, because while temptation and wrestling and the threat of resentment brimming and spilling over is a real proposition for too many people, there are multiple better ways to contest the system through public service, creative expression and music, and on the screen, and in the John Lewis formulation of getting into good trouble. So let's look at some contrasts and how identity can be explored on screen. Get Out is not simply a horror film with racial themes, but a savvy indictment of liberal hypocrisy disguised in civility. It builds its commentary of race relations in America into the architecture of the plot, where the
So I didn't even see this movie. So this is, I think I heard something about this movie. Like I don't even know when it was released. I was like, oh, like certain things. I'm just like, whenever, I don't know, maybe it's like a me thing. Whenever I go to the movies, I don't want to see movies based in reality. I'm just like, just give me like Lord of the Rings.
light, progressive white family are not malevolent in the overt, backwoods racist sense, but are exploitative in a way that is far more insidious. They admire blackness, even as they appropriate and hollow it out. Jordan Peele marries genre elements of body horror, thriller, and surrealism to thematic depth. Everything from the use of silence to the claustrophobic camera work supports the central anxiety. Being seen not as a person, but as a body, as a vessel for someone else's narrative. Get Out doesn't shout its ideas at you, it lures you in, like the Armitages do, with charm and familiarity, and then reveals the deeper rot. It's a rare example of a mainstream success that manages to be politically biting, dramatically compelling, and wholly original.
I mean, shit, if it's a good movie, I'll go give it a shot.
Or you could just watch Ironheart, a show containing plot armor, socio-cultural armor, and literal armor in a toe-curling trifecta, which relies on hand-me-down iconography. Characters are archetypes of messaging, not people. Identity is a checkbox exercise. Riri Williams makes a succession of morally shitty decisions, and the show, supposed to be an affirming, stylish, identity-driven exercise, ends up as a ratings calamity and moral cesspool, and its failure must really be down to review bombing, or reactionaries, or it being ahead of its time, or whatever. Anyway, you're to blame somehow.
I mean, I'd see random ads for like Ironheart or like random commercials, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's a thing. And then I just go about my day. I mean, I think me personally, I leave the reactionary shit to like other people. I don't know, like movies that, or not just movies, like shows kind of give themselves away. And I was criticizing, well, I wasn't criticizing it on like the YouTube channel. I was like just talking about it, like in my like real life, like with my buddies about, and the main example I used was like I hate like seeing like movie trailers, because what ends up happening a lot of the times in either movie trailers or show trailers is that most of the time they usually give everything away in the trailers, regardless of whether it's a good movie or a bad movie. And my best example was, I think it was like one of the Godzillas, like the new ones where he's like fucking massive or whatever. And then I think it wasn't the first one, maybe it was like the second one. And I was like, oh, they just gave everything away. They showed all the monsters and shit. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. But then if I apply that to like a show like Ironheart, the show gives itself away. And because that's just the trend of, I don't know, Hollywood or whatever, I mean, I can quickly make a decision on whether or not I'll like that movie or show. And I just make my decision and just leave it. I don't go online and be like, oh, this is horrible, this is this, that, whatever. I'm just like, I either will or I won't see it. And with the case of Ironheart, I'm just like, nah, I'll pass. I mean, I don't need to shit talk it or anything. I mean, it's just I think actions speak louder than words, and if I just don't give it a view, but maybe eventually like that type of storytelling will just go away. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really need to like go around and I don't know, shit talk or critique anything. I'm just like, I mean, because like, what do people say for the most part? Just everyone's just like, just go vote with your wallet, or because of how some of these like streaming services go. Uh, it's not just vote with your wallet, because if you're subscribed to something, you're still giving your money to like the service. It's completely they try to stretch the engagement metrics so far where if you watch something, they will figure out, like, even like for a moment, a couple seconds, they will count that as like +1 engagement or +1 view. And regardless of whether or not you liked it, they will be like, yes, that's positive. That's good. Another +1 in the bag. And I think, because I just got back, like, I just, like me and my buddies just got together again. And I'm just like, because we're all like kind of older. And I'm just talking to them like bullshit and whatever. And I don't know if they pick up on like certain, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm the odd one. I don't know, dude. Let me just keep watching.
Or you could watch Velma, a sweet old IP desecrating and shittily discombobulating identity farce used not for empathy or insight, but as a cynical shield for lazy writing and mean.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, whenever I was watching Scooby-Doo, and not this one, like the old one, I was like, on Scooby-Doo. That's because the animation looked weird. It was never like that appealing to me. So then this thing came out, and I was just like, It's kind of like the brand thing. Like I think I think Scooby-Doo was more of a like my mom and dad's thing than my thing. Yeah. So I think this one was just an absolute swing and a miss.
Spirited commentary, and which drowns in its own self-referential retarded disdain, uses identity politics as cudgel and gimmick, with a meta approach that comes off as snaring and self-loathing, failing both the source material and its new themes by being performatively edgy, without any emotional anchor. Moonlight.
Yeah, but the original Scooby-Doo wasn't any of those things either.
As cudgel and gimmick, with a meta approach that comes off.
I don't even know what the hell cudgel means. Wasn't that like a weapon in like the medieval times? A cudgel? But original Scooby-Doo was gimmicky.
Was snaring and self-loathing.
I mean, I don't think OG Scooby-Doo was any of those things.
Both the source.
Like OG Scooby-Doo was like more like slapsticky and like tongue-in-cheek of like, oh, Scooby and Shaggy, they could be out smoking pot, but they're always eating. You just never see them smoking pot or whatever.
Material and its new themes by being performatively edgy without any emotional anchor.
I mean, but the original Scooby-Doo, it wasn't edgy. It was performatively safe. Well, save like the pot bullshit.
Performatively edgy without any emotional anchor.
The original Scooby-Doo didn't have a lot of emotional bullshit in it either.
Moonlight is a work of stunning emotional precision.
And besides, if I'm going to see Scooby-Doo, I'm not looking for like a lot of emotion. I don't know. Is that just me? I'm not looking for Christopher Nolan's Scooby-Doo. Okay? Like how he turned the image of Batman around from what was that, the Frank West style Batman, or what was that like the suave Batman with like Arnold Schwarzenegger as like the ice Mr. Freeze. What was that? The George Clooney Batman and the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze movie. Those types of Batmans where like, and then you had like Jim Carrey as Riddler and who's the other dude with like Two-Face? I fucking forgot. Like that movie was kind of like silly. All right. I'm I'm not expecting like a Chris Nolan style Scooby Doo, at least animation wise, to like get it all serious and whatnot. But conversely, I mean, if that's how they wanted to like change the writing of it, I mean, it's their at the end of the day, it's their show. They can do whatever they want to do. But it's again, I don't gotta watch it.
Vision, a film that speaks in glances and silences as much as dialogue. What sets it apart as a treatment of identity is its quiet refusal to reduce its protagonist, Chiron, to a symbol. Black, poor, and gay, Chiron isn't a case study in intersectionality. He is a living, breathing character, shaped by circumstance, but not defined solely by it. The film's triptych structure, showing Chiron as a child, a teenager, and then a hardened adult, allows Jenkins to explore the tension between internal identity and external performance. What does it mean to grow up in a world that punishes softness in black men? How do you protect your sense of self in such a world? Jenkins answers these questions not with thesis statements, but with the gentle sway of the camera,
And then something else about the video is like, at the end of the day, all of these shows and movies fall under the guise of media entertainment / consumption. In that sense, they're all apples. However, you know, whenever you like Scooby-Doo, what else? Whatever Star Wars, what else? The Ironheart, and like whatever other shows, those are all like, aren't those shows like meant for kids? But then all of the examples he's showing, aren't these supposed to be like serious movies that deal with like serious adult themes? So I think in that sense, I don't know if it's a good comparison. It kind of feels like an apples to oranges type of thing. Comparing like something serious to like something silly. I don't know. It's just the thought that came across.
path of blue light, the halting cadences of conversation. Moonlight doesn't posture, it listens, and in doing so, it gives dignity to a type of experience that cinema has rarely been willing to observe with such tenderness. Or you could just watch The Society of Magical Negroes, which follows a young black man who was inducted into a secret organization of black people whose job is to use charm, de-escalation, and self-effacement to make white people feel comfortable, thereby maintaining social harmony. The film frames the...
Oh, wait. I think I did hear something about this. But it was very, like, scantly. I was like, there's no way. Like, this is a real title.
This is a satirical critique of racial dynamics, but its satire sucks, neither sharp enough to provoke thought, nor funny enough to entertain, leaving it stranded in an uncanny zone of smug irony, offers no meaningful alternative to the stereotype it critiques, replacing nuance with quirk, and moral clarity with self-conscious detachment, and appeals to no one. Too glib for those seeking depth, too self-congratulatory for those craving subversion, and too soft for audiences who expect satire to bite.
I think utilizing this show is like, and using this show for as like a better comparison of like, because this show kind of seems like it's more for adults, but it kind of deals with like the same issues, but it tries to take a more adult approach about it with all the arguments for or against whatever was in there, because I never saw this show. I think this is a better comparison.
Just coming across as modern bollocks with no cultural impact and somehow no balls. The Substance offers an extreme and confrontational take on identity that is thematically rich, blending body horror, social satire, and feminist allegory. The film centers on a middle-aged actress who undergoes a grotesque cosmetic transformation through an experimental procedure, a literal shedding of her physical self. What sets the substance apart is its willingness to plunge deep into the horror of feminine self-erasure. It doesn't just acknowledge the pressures placed on women to conform to ideals of youth, desirability, and public image. It embodies them graphically and viscerally. The horror elements aren't just stylistic flourishes. They're the natural extension of a system that devours female autonomy in the name of empowerment.
I mean, I didn't even know that movie existed. I might go back and just like watch that because that seemed like a window into like what it's like to be a woman in like today's time, where it's like a lot of your value is like placed on your appearance and whatnot. So, I mean, I didn't even know that movie existed. So shit, I might just go back and look at it.
It uses genre as a scalpel to dissect societal obsession with the body.
Was that The Substance?
The film is bold, enraged, and at times even camp, but beneath its blood-soaked visuals are clear and disturbing questions. Or fuck it, chuck on She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, shallow empowerment by committee. Its gender politics are TikTok deep, and it dodges dramatic engagement in favor of snarky fourth wall winks, smug self-awareness, and straw man villain.
Oh, She-Hulk. I can't believe I actually was able to watch every episode of She-Hulk and got to the end. Wow. I gotta pat myself on the back for that shit, dude. Like, as I was watching that, I was like, oh, I guess I'm the bad guy. Like, me. I'm the bad guy. Because, like, She-Hulk has, like, a tendency to, like, break the fourth wall and whatever, so I just had to... a lot of the parts, I just had to laugh at She-Hulk, but, I mean, it keep going.
Identity is treated like a meme template, ready to post shallowly.
Oh, yeah, like, bro, the dudes that she was trying to date were the most stereotypical caricatures of dudes like I have ever seen. Granted, like probably understandably, those types of people exist in real life, but to only like show those, like, I mean, shit. I mean, it is what it is, man. I was just like, wow. Is that how, like what it's like? Or I don't even know what to say.
Drawn and gone the next day. And remember, don't lecture her about controlling her anger because she does it infinitely more than you. And if the show's tanking, just do some clumsy fuck you to the haters at the end.
Oh, what? Clumsy fuck you to the haters at the end. Star Wars, Wish, Indiana Jones, Marvels, Secret Invasion. Let me see. Rest in peace, Star Wars. Never saw Wish. Is this like the latest Indiana Jones? Never saw that one. Didn't see the Marvels. Didn't see Secret Invasion. Didn't see Ahsoka. Didn't see The Echo. Didn't see Peter Pan and Wendy. Didn't see Elemental. Did not see Willow. Did not see Snow White. What is The Acolyte? Did not see that. I mean, I will say this, and I'm kind of like embarrassed to say it, but like there was a time when I would like hate watch shows like this, but then I quickly realized that I'm just like wasting my time, and I'm just like, what am I doing? So I just had to stop, dude. I just had to stop. I'm just like, I gotta take a break. No more shows, no more movies. Just no.
Trolling the trolls, get it? It's cool because it's reacting to your legitimate disdain. Wild Dallas Buyers Club is nominally about the libertarian hustle of Ron Woodruff, a straight rodeo-riding electrician given a death sentence by an AIDS diagnosis. Its emotional core resides in the character of Rayon, a trans woman living with HIV, whose presence gradually cracks Woodruff's macho bluster and exposes the deeper moral terrain of the story. Rayon is not framed as a political statement or sociological lesson. She's funny, tragic, wounded, and resilient. And crucially, she is allowed to be fully human. Her femininity isn't exaggerated into parody, nor is her transness reduced to a single-note source of trauma or inspiration. The film finds extraordinary pathos in the small gestures, the way Rayon dresses for dignity, her moments of maternal care towards Ron, the unbearable pain in her eyes during a visit with her disapproving father. The character is drawn with enough specificity to avoid tokenism, and her relationship with Ron transcends the predictable arc of bigot learns tolerance. It becomes something messier and more truthful, a reluctant alliance.
Damn, Matthew McConaughey got like super skinny for that one, dude.
Grounded in shared vulnerability. Dallas Buyers Club succeeds in giving identity-based storytelling emotional heft because it doesn't isolate Rayon as other. It allows her interior life to unfold within the same moral frame as every other character.
Dang.
That's what makes her fate all the more devastating and meaningful. But
Shit, I mean, I kind of want to go see that one instead of whatever this is he's about to show.
Amelia Perez is also supposed to be about trans stuff, automatically elevating it to some kind of profound elevated status, automatically lending it some kind of gravitas and sense of meeting the moment, right? Never mind that it's a tonal grab bag of gender politics garbage, crime opera, and pop musical. A confused and garish visual and audio nightmare, where identity themes are rendered as surreal spectacle rather than human drama, and the penis to vagina song will haunt our collective memories and be a
What is that? Thank God I've never heard that song.
worse imposition upon our collective musical sensibilities since that time U2 shoved their dreary new album onto everyone's playlist without asking. And now that stupid fucking dogshit song is rattling around my head, and I need to go off and listen to literally anything else to purge it from my psyche.
So it's not like completely impossible to write a good story with the using identity as like a core concept. It's just, I don't know, it seems like it's insanely hard for like a lot of these writers, dude, because as you can see, like there's been more flops than there has been successes. And again, well, not again, but like at the end of the day, I think it's like a skill issue about writing. I mean, he kind of said it in the beginning, it's a skill issue about writing a good story.
By the way, just before I go, you can now find me over on Substack, where, in addition to my spluttering ramblings on popular culture, you can also find a plethora of articles on politics, society, and the wider world. But don't worry, my signature tone of disagreeable, curmudgeonly cynicism, with occasional bright spots of misguided optimism, perhaps because I was born foolish, abides there as well. If you think you'd like to sign up for a free subscription, it would really help out a lot. The link is in the description.
Oh dang, and that's a new Superman. Is new Superman and getting lumped in with all these other shits? What, E.T.? How is E.T. lumped in here? Oh, I didn't even see new Superman yet. God dang it. Okay. This is pretty cool. I did not know anything about Echo Chamberlain. This is my first time watching anything about him, but I mean, shit, I liked it, dude. You made a lot of great points. I think I would have to probably, if there's any critique, I mean, I can't really critique, but like, I don't know, comparing like a kid's show or like a show made for kids isn't really comparable to like a movie that was made for like adults. But I mean, who's to say? Because at the end of the day, both the little throwaway shows or like the serious movies are dealing with more or less the same topics. It's just how they are portrayed and written that really matters at the end of the day. I don't really think, and this is nothing, I don't really think anybody, whenever they choose to watch their favorite entertainment thing. Nobody is actually watching this stuff to have like their like, I don't know, their mental faculties challenged. I don't think. I mean, maybe some people do, but I don't think that's the majority of people. But then if that's the case, well, are you only supposed to make movies that appeal to the majority? I mean, isn't that the meta of Hollywood, to appeal to the most people? And there's absolutely no room to have like a couple movies or shows to challenge your mental facilities. I mean, no. But I think a lot of these shows right here need to step their game up in terms of storytelling, if they want to continue to talk about these subjects. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, dude. Good stuff. I like it. I'm a fan now, and I'm hopefully going to be looking forward to the next one. But that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.